So Black Panther just not getting enough love. Seems like Black Panther is just always to the wayside. Um, Black Panther game canceled by EA. Team included former Sweet Baby Inc. dev who bragged about not hiring white people. It's for the best, I think. EA has officially canceled its Black Panther video game and shut down Cliffhanger Games, the studio created to develop the project. Insert Frieza laugh. Announced in 2023 as part of EA's multi-game deal with Marvel, the title had... Huh? Is that the... I think it's just the rain. It's been raining, so I saw the light kind of like flicker for a second. Sometimes it does that when the AC starts up, so I'm like, is it the rain that's doing it, or is it the AC? Now what was I saying? Early development with no gameplay footage ever released. Its cancellation comes amid escalating controversy surrounding members of the development team and wider corporate restructuring within EA. The move adds to a growing list of licensed games being abandoned as major publishers rethink their strategies, and in this case, may have been influenced by reputational concerns. See, when you go out of your way and you brag about, oh, I only hire minorities, that doesn't look very good to investors as well. When you go out of your way, what's his name, Matt Hansen or whatever from Obsidian, it's like, oh yeah, you know, if you're black and you wanna show your portfolio, my DMs are always open. Fuck you if you're white. So you know, when you go out of your way to do that, especially in a place that these people would say, oh well, there's no discrimination here. Yeah, there is. If you're going out of your way to make sure that you have more black people than white people, you're discriminating, and it's flat out racist. You know, because you know damn well if it was the reverse and people were trying to hire nothing but white people and it was leaving out, you'd be like, oh my god, it's racist. Well, guess what? It's still racist if you're just hiring purposely hiring black people and just kind of like fuck you to all the white people. It's still racist. EA confirms shutdown of Cliffhanger Games. In a memo to staff obtained by IGN, EA President of Entertainment and Technology Laura Meal announced the studio's closure, which resulted in mass layoffs as the entire Cliffhanger Games team was let go. We are making these changes to sharpen our focus and put our creative energies behind the most significant growth opportunities. Meal acknowledged the human costs of the layoffs and said that company would work to place affected developers into other roles within EA. They always say that. How many of them actually do? Um, and they always say it's like, oh, it's to bolster our teams and look forward to other projects and blah, blah, blah. Why you always lying? Quit fucking lying. Cliffhanger Games was led by Kevin Stevens, formerly of Monolith Productions, and included veteran God of War, Call of Duty veterans from Call of Duty, God of War, and Halo. The game was described as a definitive and authentic Black Panther experience, but development was reportedly still in early stages. Hiring controversy. Former Sweet Baby Inc. employee sparks backlash. Public scrutiny around the project intensified following the hiring of Danny Lalanders, an associate narrative director, designer, and former Sweet Baby Inc. contributor, in a resurfaced 2021 panel discussion from the game developments of Color Expo. Lalanders brag about having no white developers working on her indie game Validate, which I've played. And I wish I didn't. I played a demo for it because it wasn't actually out yet, but it's like, oh, here's a free demo, and just to prove it, because people were like, oh, you're saying and you never play. Hang on. 2022. It was the demo. Um, or yeah, this was actually no, it's 2021. Yeah, so February 14, 2021, was the first part of it, and then February 16th, I just like continued it. It is such a bad game. It really is. The art is ugly. The dialogue was fucking stupid. Um, Validate has a team of all people of color. We have no white people on our team. I did that because I wanted to create a safe environment. And yet these are the same people who claim that they're not racist. Imagine, again, imagine the roles reverse here. Imagine a white person saying, Validate has a team of all white people. We have no black people on our team. I did that because I wanted to create a safe environment. There you go. If a white person says it, it's fucking racist. If a black person says it, oh my god, yes, slay Quinn. It's fucking racist regardless of who says it. She further explained that her decision stemmed from concerns over potential microaggressions and workplace conflict. Critics pointed, what micro? She'd be hiring people who look just like her, who think just like her. You know, the pronouns in the fucking bio, the Kool-Aid fucking hair, the piercings all in their fucking faces. Who? You really think this woman's gonna be hiring straight white conservative men to fucking work on that game? No. So what microaggressions is she possibly talking about? Like, she could have hired white dudes like typical, oh my god, yeah, we're gonna like the game's gonna be so good, and there's gonna be self inserts, and I'm just gonna add myself. It's gonna be, oh my god, slay. I am going to be the gayest and the queerest I can be. It's just like fucking gay white dudes. Like that's what she was probably worried about. Because again, you really think this person's hiring straight white conservative men? No. So what microaggressions is she worried about? None. It's just her having an excuse for being fucking racist. Critics point to these comments as discriminatory because they are. Again, imagine the roles reversed and just take out people of color and replace it with black people, or have a team of white people, and then we have no black people on our team, and then I did that because I wanted to create a safe environment. Yeah, if it's a white person saying it, it's racist. If it's a black person saying it, it's like, oh my god, stunning and brave, you slay queen. Fuck them white people. Whatever people say it online, because that's how they spell it. Like, it's like white people, because they're too fucking freaking childish. Because just saying white people just triggers them. You notice that's what they do. They white people, or you know, some other. It's like Donald Trump or Elon Musk. They create all these stupid childish names for him because the names actually trigger them to the point of like where they have like these mental breakdowns. Like how fucking childish can you get? How pathetic is it that you can't even say white people without having a mental breakdown? So you gotta say white people, or you know, have like some kind of abbreviated version of, because oh god, white people trigger me. Critics pointed to these comments as discriminatory, and attention on Lalanders grew after she appeared to double down on similar views in recent social media posts. In one archived exchange on Twitter, Lalanders responded to a critic by admitting to being prejudiced and defiantly asking, "So now what?" She later claimed that that comment was somehow taken out of context, but it can be seen in the image below. So we got Riley Man. So he says, so being appropriately called racist is tiresome, huh? You could try not being racist. Yeah, I'm racist. So what now? Lalanders clarified that her position on Black Panther was junior level, and she held no hiring authority at Cliffhanger Games. However, the controversies surrounding her statements and her association with Sweet Baby Inc. continue to raise questions about the studio's internal culture and public messaging. Because Sweet Baby Inc., everything they touch turns to shit. Senior writer endorsed post dismissing gamers. Of course they did. The backlash grew further when Alexa Ray Correa, a senior writer on the game, appeared to endorse a viral post by former Kotaku senior editor Alyssa. You don't say her name because if you say it a certain way, YouTube algorithm picks it up and thinks that you're saying another word, the C word. So we just say Alyssa around here. We just say Alyssa around these parts. I don't support all gamers. Most of you are all bigots. Korea replied, "Need this on a shirt." The post was quickly captured and circulated by users before being deleted and can be seen below. Though Alyssa later claimed that her statement was a meme, sure it was Alyssa. Korea's public endorsement added to the perception, and even if it was, people are going to look at that and think, yeah, that they're serious. Especially if there's no, like, LOLs or, smiley, or, like, laughy faces or whatever. If it's just, like, especially since this is coming from Alyssa, we know she's telling the truth here. Because that's what she thinks. Public endorsement added to the perception that Cliffhanger's narrative team was staffed with figures who held openly dismissive views toward the broader gaming audience. Because again, I've said this before, they're not gamers. Whether it be gaming companies or gaming journalists, they're not gaming journalists, they're not gamers. They're activists. They hate every single person who plays a game or whatever unless you agree with them. That's why you don't hire activists to do things, whether it be making games or being journalists or making movies, because they will always put their activism first and just say fuck you to everyone else. And then you wonder why games come out being shitty. Because they don't care. As long as their message is there, that's all they care about. EA's broader shakeup after the Fail Guard losses. Cancellation of Black Panther follows a difficult year for EA financially, particularly after the underperformance of Dragon Age: The Fail Guard, a game that leaned heavily into progressive themes surrounding gender ideology, including this stupid bitch right here who didn't shut up the fuck up the entire game about being non-binary and you think I like not being comfortable with who I am, and it's a medieval type setting and she's using current terms like non-binary. But sure, there's no agenda. Like, Tasha's mother even says that her people have a word for what she's feeling. But no, the developers wanted to insert the modern terminology of non-binary. But there's no message or anything. The game, which suffered from weak early reception and tepid player interest, failed to meet expectations despite years of investment and prolonged development cycle. Marvel, I'm just gonna skip some. Marvel deal shrinking as EA retreats from risk with Cliffhanger's game shut down and Black Panther shelved. The only remaining active title from EA's Marvel deal is the Iron Man game. I don't think I've heard anything of an Iron Man game yet. Currently in development at Motive Studio. EA's long-term commitment to licensed IP remains unclear, with executives previously signaling that the future projects would need to justify their costs and reach a broad audience. Good luck with that. Marvel is at something of a low with theatrical. Yeah, we know. Marvel's not doing well at all. In conclusion, a high-profit Flameout. Originally pitched as a bold new entry into Marvel's gaming universe, EA's Black Panther was ultimately never made it to the market. And while the studio shutdown has been attributed to internal refocusing, the controversy surrounding key developers cast a long shadow over the project's public reception. Between Lilander's widely circulated remarks, Korea's social media endorsement of inflammatory commentary, and EA's broader financial and reputational pressures, the Black Panther project became emblematic of a wider disconnect between developers pushing political messaging and the audiences they hope to reach. In the end, EA appears to have made its choice, not just not just to cut a game, but to distance itself from a direction that has proven more costly than compelling. I mean, in the end, it still kind of sucks because again, Black Panther just doesn't get the representation he needs because he's an awesome character, but you know, if like really when was the last time we had like a standalone Black Panther game? So it's a shame, and I hope another studio sees it and picks it up or makes their own because he's a great character, he's a great hero, and it would be great to have more games with him in it, you know. But this is what happens with modern day games. They're so worried about the message and inserting as much of their political bullshit in there that things fail and things get restructured or people get moved over to other places and this and that. And again, this is what happens when you hire activists. If you hired gamers and people who actually were passionate about games, they would make good games. But every single game now, it's got to have a message. It's not just, oh, well, let's just make a game to be fun. No, it's got to be, oh, it's going to tell you about how racism is bad, or how sexism is wrong, or climate change, or ooh, we made this game because Donald Trump hurt our fake fucking vaginas. It's always a fucking message. We can't just have fun games anymore. And these companies wonder why they're going, you know, they're having to close down studios and fire hundreds of people at a time, and because that, and you have the people just constantly, oh, leave big company alone, they're not doing anything wrong. Why change? Why change when you have morons defending you? Those morons are the same ones who just basically allow it to happen. The ones who are defending it are the ones that these companies are pandering to. So, it's like I said, it's a shame, and I hope another studio picks it up, but maybe it's for the best. But anyway, that's going to do for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.